planning to invest in UAE real estate, you've probably heard the terms freehold and leasehold thrown around and wondered, what's the real difference? Well, you're not alone. This is one of the most common questions from investors and first-time buyers in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and across the UAE. Understanding this difference is absolutely critical because it directly impacts your ownership rights, your long-term returns, the resale value of your property, and even your ability to pass it down to your family. In this video, we're breaking it all down, clearly and simply. By the end, you'll know exactly which option is the right fit for you. Let's start with freehold, the most straightforward and powerful type of property ownership. When you buy a freehold property in the UAE, you are buying full, outright ownership of both the property itself and the land it's built on. Think of it as the ultimate form of ownership. This means you own it forever. It's yours to live in, rent out, renovate as you see fit, or sell whenever you decide the time is right. Crucially, you can pass it on to your heirs, making it a true family asset that builds generational wealth. This complete control makes it the preferred option for long-term investors and those planning to make the UAE their permanent home. Now, for foreign investors, the magic happens in designated freehold zones. These are special areas where non-UAE can own property outright. You've likely heard of some of the most popular ones. Dubai Marina, famous for its stunning waterfront living and incredible rental demand. Downtown Dubai, home to the Burj Khalifa and the pinnacle of premium real estate. Or areas like Jumeirah Village Circle JVC, which offers more affordable entry points with fantastic rental yields. In Abu Dhabi, you have places like Saadiyat Island, known for luxury villas and apartments with strong appreciation potential. While freehold properties typically have a higher upfront cost, they often deliver superior long-term appreciation and much greater flexibility, making them a very powerful investment. Now, let's switch gears and talk about lease. With a leasehold property, you're not buying the property and land forever. Instead, you're leasing the property for a long-term period, which is usually between 30 and 99 years. Essentially, you have the right to use the property, but you don't own the land it sits on. That land is still owned by the freeholder, who is often a major developer or a local authority. During your lease period, you have the right to live in the property, rent it out for income, and use it as your own, within the terms set out in your lease agreement. However, the key difference is that once the lease expires, ownership of the property goes back to the freeholder, unless you have the option to renew it. So, why would anyone choose lease? Well, it comes with some key advantages. First, leasehold properties are usually more affordable upfront, making them a great way to enter the UAE real estate market without a massive initial investment. They can still generate excellent rental returns, so they're perfect for investors focused on cash flow over a specific period. But you need to be aware of the limitations. You might need to get the freeholder's permission for any major renovations. When you want to sell, there might be certain conditions attached, and generally, the resale value may not grow as rapidly as a comparable freehold property. Still, leasehold can be a very smart choice, especially if you want a lower cost entry or are focused on rental income for the medium term. Alright, let's put them head-to-head for a clear comparison. Freehold versus lease. First, ownership. With freehold, you get full ownership of the property and the land forever. With leasehold, you have the right to use the property for a fixed term of 30 to 99 years, after which it returns to the freeholder. Next, control. Freehold gives you complete freedom. You can renovate, sell, or rent it out without needing anyone's permission. With leasehold, you may need to get approvals for major changes or when you decide to sell. What about inheritance? A freehold property can be passed down to your children and become part of your family's legacy. With leasehold, the ownership rights end when the lease expires, unless it's renewed. Let's talk Manitha. Costs. Freehold properties usually require a higher initial investment. Leasehold offers a lower entry cost, which is fantastic for first-time buyers or those with a tighter budget. And finally, resale value. Freehold properties tend to appreciate more over the long term and are generally easier to resell. The value of a leasehold property usually grows more slowly, and there might be conditions attached to its resale. So, the big question is, which one is right for you? It all comes down to your personal goals and circumstances. You should choose freehold if you're planning to stay in the UAE long term or want to build a lasting family asset. It's also the best choice if your main focus is on capital appreciation and long-term financial growth, and you want maximum control over your investment. On the other hand, you should choose leasehold if you're reworking with a tighter budget and need a more affordable way to enter the market. It's also ideal if you're primarily interested in generating rental income over a fixed period, or if you're reinvesting for the short to medium term and might sell before the lease even gets close to expiring. Remember, both freehold and leasehold can be very profitable investments. The key is to clearly understand your financial goals, your investment timeline, and your lifestyle plans before you make a decision. To sum it all up, buying property in the UAE can be one of the best investment decisions you ever make, but only if you go in with your eyes wide open. Freehold offers you the security of full ownership and long-term growth. Leasehold provides a more accessible entry point and fantastic opportunities for rental income. Whichever path you choose, the most important steps are to do your research, consult with a trusted real estate advisor, and always read the fine print before you sign anything. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs to see it, and subscribe for more essential UAE real estate tips and property guides. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Based on what you've learned, would you prefer freehold or a leasehold property, and why? Thanks for watching.